Hi everyone. Right, we'll just give people a moment to log in. So everyone, I was just having a little bit of a logging in, logging out business. Or now this looks like this is recording automatically, which is exciting. So I'm hoping for the best. Right then. Right, we'll just give you literally a moment. Hey everyone. Right, just give people one moment because I know I was just coming in there quickly. Here we go. Right, we've got 21 in at the moment, 22, 23. Oh, there's Four Wides Exacting National Irish President Danny Wells. Right, I think this should have been muting everyone. Yeah, all looking good. So, good evening, everyone. I'm going to, Danny put the whole code in. Don't you worry, Danny. Jet lag. So I think this is recording already, so I'm just going to go straight into it. So good evening, everyone. It is May the 20th, 2019, for this, and this is our McCarthy and Wells Nation training. My name is Caroline Stalker. I'm an independent consultant and regional vice president with Arbonne. So lovely to see you on, if anyone doesn't know me. So I know, obviously, we've just got back from GTC, our global training conference in Las Vegas, today, and I know there are quite a lot of people who are actually still traveling home at the moment. So if you are watching this on record because you didn't quite catch the training this evening, then hi to everyone. And those of you who have been traveling and have jumped on, well done. I can see a few, Sammy, Marie, Nicola, Carol's in the background there. So we're going to jump into it. I'm going to do some recognition and a little bit of like housekeeping, some information, and then we're going to do a little bit of training where we're just going to go back through and look at some of the key messages that came out of GTC. So for those of you who were there, it's going to be just a really good reminder of what happened before your brain like explodes with all the jet lag. And for those who weren't there, then hopefully that'll be really useful for all of you guys too. So I'm hoping if I share my screen, now I've got the slideshow, here we go, with the recognition on, open like this. Let's see. Right, who can I see? Is that you, Sammy? Can you see that's the slide there? I know it's in my thing. Well, so we'll see. I know it's not super big, but we'll see if we can do it this way. Because I think when I've tried to make it into a slideshow, it's gone a bit strange. So we're going to go with it like this. Right. Okay, so there's me. So quick welcome to some of our new amazing independent consultants or brand ambassadors, as I think we're kind of calling ourselves a little bit at the moment, which I love, have to say. So Tiffany Green, sponsored by Alison Hutchinson, Simone Steele, sponsored by Michelle Hall, Alison Simpson, sponsored by Helen Becker, Claire Edmonds, sponsored by Kerry Robinson, Catherine Wright, sponsored by Leona Ora, and Lauren Sylvester, sponsored by Sophie Reed. Oh my goodness. Becca Patak, sponsored by Megan Patak, Charlene Everson, sponsored by Natalie Crawford, James Pavey, sponsored by Emma Lee, Hazel Scott, sponsored by Daniela Wells, Megan Patak, sponsored by Monica Nack, and Alison Simpson, sponsored by Helen Becker, and Claire Lawson, sponsored by Laura Leckett. Well done and welcome to everyone to this incredible company. I'm so super excited for all of you. This is the best time to be joining this organisation. You cannot even imagine. It's just so exciting. So for those of you who are new, if you're on the call, massive well done and welcome. And just let us just flow over you a little bit, and your sponsor will be able to take you through the next steps. And I'll you getting started process, so that'd be brilliant. So we always do on our Monday night training a little bit of a recap of some of the things that we have going on in our organisation, things that you can use to help you run your business effectively. So I'm going to try and whistle through them fairly quickly because we do put these on our Do More Be More Facebook group, so hopefully you should get those as you go through the Facebook group as well, but just want to make sure you know what's going on. So these are dates for your calendar. Some of these are diary dates that happen every single week, so you can put them in your diary. Well, I don't know if you can quite see this, it's got a little bit blurry, but every single week we have our team training on a Monday night. So we have our own individual area or region trainings. It's somewhere between 8 and 9 start, and then 9 o'clock obviously this team training every single Wednesday. Tuesday night, we've got success stories in the Hello Future group, so the Hello Future Facebook group. Every Tuesday night, you want to be jumping on there, watching people talk about their stories for you personally, because it's really important for building your belief and your knowledge of this business, and also you can invite your prospects to watch those. Wednesday night in the Hello Future, we have the live Discover Arbonne presentation. Again, see if you possibly can, you want to be jumping on there every week to watch the Discover Arbonne presentation, like, comment, interact with it, and invite your prospects in too. Thursday, 8 o'clock, this one is in the 30 days information group. So if you don't know the different groups, get your sponsors to talk to you about these. But we do an overview of our nutrition program in there every single Thursday. Again, you can invite people to join that group and to watch that. So that helps you to, if you're not so confident in talking about it. And then every Friday night, we have a presentation of a different product in the Hello Future group. Okay, so that's really cool. We've obviously got our 30 Days Healthy Living groups that start on the 1st and the 3rd Monday of every month, which is a support group on Facebook for all of your prospects, people who are doing the 30 Days Healthy Living program. So again, you can talk to your prospects about those and get them into those groups when they've bought their ASVP. Then we've got the 7-day body cleanse, which again starts every Monday for people who've just bought the body cleanse and they want to do that and have support in there. That is another amazing group, a really useful resource tool. Then we have a number of Discover Arbonne presentations all across the country. I'm not going to go through and read them all out. Hopefully you can see this. If not, it'll be in the Hello Future group. So there's Hastings, Stamford, Nottingham, Peterborough, Camborne, and Leicester. All happen every single month, and you can invite your prospects to those. This is the more detailed flyer for the Nottingham. So the next one of those is 28th of May in Sandiacre and the 13th of June in West Bridgford. Arbonne Leicester, I'm not sure if there is a May one because of GTC, otherwise the next one will be June, but there is obviously an Arbonne Leicester Facebook group. So if you are interested in that, make sure you are part of that Facebook group and you'll get updates. Arbonne Derby, we've now got a regular one there. 29th of May is the next one there. Arbonne Kettering, next one of those is one tomorrow, and then otherwise 18th of June. Northampton, next one is 5th of June. Then we've got Kelly, Holly and Michelle in Eastry. So next one of those, 25th of May, this coming Saturday. Then we've got our next national training. So once a month, we have our face-to-face training for anyone who can get there within a couple of hours. It's absolutely worth coming down to so you can build face-to-face relationships with people and get really high quality training. So the next one of those is Monday the 3rd of June. So make sure that is in your diary as much as you possibly can be. If you absolutely can't get to it, then it's on Zoom on the Hello Future, on the Do More Be More Facebook group, so you can watch the trainings. I'm hoping that everyone has now got their ticket for this. It's Leadership Academy on the 7th of July. This is the whole of our two nations coming together for a day of incredible high quality training, which is only £20, which is an absolute bargain. So we're down in Cambridge, Belfry. It's going to be an amazing day. You get to build incredible relationships, which is really, really important. Here's some amazing speakers, get loads of top tips for how to run your business, lots of stories to help you build confidence, and we're getting to see the amazing National Vice President Victoria McHugh, who is just a genius and knows everything there is to know about how to build your business on nutrition. So that is well worth it. So if you haven't got one already, and speak to your sponsor and make sure you get your ticket. With literally there's about 10 tickets left, so just getting quickly for that. Another one for your diary is, do make sure August the 5th is the next quarterly incentive meal. So this is prior to the August Nation training in Stamford for people who have promoted to the next level, hit their Roger Bannister Award for 2 out of 3 months, and hit their DM bonus 2 out of 3 months. So please do put that in your diary, because it is awful when people qualify for the meal and then say they can't come. So it's always good to have those in your diary. So August the 5th and November the 4th, you want to be there, because those are getting in with the movers and shakers in the business, and that is so lovely to be able to recognise people. Now, I don't think we've got all the recognition in because of people having been travelling, so we might have to have people be recognised next week if we've got things where we haven't got everyone. So we've got a few in here for IC bonus part 1. So there's independent consultants who've done more than 500 QVs or dollars worth of products through their own personal shop. So their purchases and those of their clients. So well done to Becky Bell, Gemma Bottrell, Andrew Danby, Pam Musson and Gabby Young. Yay! Fantastic. And obviously that means if you've got people you've sponsored, consultants in your business, you start to qualify to earn overrides on those other consultants in your team once you've done 500 PQVs. Okay, IC Level 2 bonus part 2 is 2,500 QVs through your entire organisation, plus 2 new ICs or PCs. I know I'm not 100% sure about this, Gabby, but I think Gabby Young, sponsored by Executive District Manager Claire Scores, very exciting. District Manager bonus, very impressive. So Danny Wells, National Vice President Danny Wells, has done her District Manager bonus. So that is 5,000 QVs in her central district, and a minimum of 5 ICs or PCs. District Manager bonus is the key of everything in this business. So well done, massive congratulations, Danny. And she's also done her area manager bonus. She's 20,000 QVs through her central area and 10 PCs or ICs. Sponsored, so well done, Danny. You are, as ever, on fire, setting the standard of what's possible. Okay, I don't think we've had any Roger Bannister achievers at the moment, but I know we've got a lot of people who probably came in a couple of days after. Or we might have some that were Roger Bannisters, but they haven't gone on my slides. So promotions, I think something happened possibly to the slides here when I was going through. So I'll pop these both on the same slide. So we've got district management qualification. And I know in my region, we've got some people who are in district manager qualification, but they're not new this month. So we haven't put them on this slide. But we do have a new district manager this month, Gabby Young, sponsored by Executive District Manager Claire Scores. So massive well done, Gabby. A couple of months in the business. Gabby is absolutely rocking her business. So well done, you. Okay, I'm just going to stop sharing that part because I'm just going to go into, oh, hang on a minute, I'm just going to check the chat. We've got some people who I just want to recognise. Oh, Chantal Shower, 500 PQV. She watched GTC, virtually important. I want it also. Yay! Brilliant, well done. So what I'm going to just do now is I'm going to talk to you a little bit about GTC and some of the main themes that came out of it. You have to excuse me if I'm just moderately vague, having been overnight on the plane last night, but hopefully I've managed to craft something that makes some sense. For those of you who've either been at GTC or who've watched it, I don't know about you, but my head was spinning. I had these pages and pages and pages of notes. So actually it's really good to go back through and just sort of think about kind of what the, AIT level 3, Carol Sutton-Houghton. She has earned herself a place in Punta Cana. Well done, Carol. Yay! Look at her there, weeping. Is that your daughter in the background? Isabella? Her daughter's back here. Isabella, give us a little whoop, whoop, whoop. Hey, that's my daughter's weeping in the background as well. Right, okay. Oh, there's 40 of us. It's so exciting. Right, I'm going to try and share my other screen. Just 1 second. Just give me a minute. Always good when you're just trying to put your children to bed simultaneously. Right, let's see. Now, Sammy, I think I can still see you. Can you see my slides there? She's giving me the thumbs up. Oh, hang on, to see how I'm putting them onto a screen show. Right, GTC 2019. Whoa! It was so exciting. GTC. So obviously, I think we had nearly 65 people, I think, out there from our 2 nations, which was amazing. And it was literally like I've been 3 times running. I just absolutely love this GTC. It was so incredible. So there's so much to tell you about. But just kind of the big thing that Jean-David Schwartz, who's our CEO, kind of put forward was that they've done so much work around our vision and our strategy for the next few years, which is amazing. So one of his big visions is that everyone can grow themselves by being good to themselves and to the planet. And there's a massive push now around sustainability and us growing a brand that is going to be here, is going to be leading the way in this time. And we have a duty to look after our planet, to look after ourselves. And I just love the whole thing about the way that we're sort of moving forward and how we're positioning the brand. It's so incredible, and it's absolutely where we need to be as a business. So it plays right into all the heritage of Arbonne, but also it's just absolutely where we need to be for this time. So we've got this really exciting strategy now for the next 5 to 10 years and beyond. They're looking like 30 years out, which is really important because obviously for all of us building businesses now, we want to be in a position where in 20, 30, 40 years time that our businesses are still running, we're still part of a vibrant, unique, growing business, which is really, really important. It's great to see like the investments they're putting into here. Ooh, if there's anyone here who isn't muted, perhaps you can just mute yourselves. Okay, so some key themes that came out of it for me, and I guess some of you do chip in. I think Fiona's going to talk a little bit at the end about her sort of key takeaways. But some of the big things for me is that going to GTC and seeing what the presentations by everyone, seeing the grand awards and like what people have grown in terms of this business, is it just absolutely shows that growth and success in this business is entirely possible if you work for it. So the proof is all around that that this business works, which is brilliant. There we go. Okay, so that is amazing, and that was a big thing for me when I went to my first GTC, and now every single time you see that this business 100% works, which is amazing. It's also just to see that Arbonne is incredible. Like, the whole thing was that Arbonne was amazing. We have amazing products, amazing people, a brilliant community, which is great. Then that keeping your vision clear and your why and your reason for doing this is so, so important, because every business has ups and downs, and you need to have that clear vision to help you going and you to protect that vision. You also need to understand that there's two ways you can do this business. You can do it as a hobby, and that is great, and we have lots of people who love being part of our community and don't particularly want to build their business kind of big. And then we have other people who want to grow a business, and if you have been at GTC or you're probably on this call, that's because you're someone who wants to grow as a business. So whether that's to make an income, an additional income, or to make a life-changing income, or to help other people, whatever the reason is you want to grow your business, you need to own it like a business and run it like a business, and this is really important. Personal growth is absolutely essential. Being a brand ambassador and being a product of the product is so important, and having daily discipline and consistency. And those sort of 6-7 key themes for me, I think, were things that just came out time after time after time after time in all the different presentations that were made while we were at GTC. Sorry. Okay, so I've just now, I wonder if it's going to be covered up by the pictures. I hope not. So just taking those just a little bit more detail. So the first bit about it, kind of this business working and success and growth being absolutely possible, just take that to a little bit more detail. So say proof is all around us that the business works. They were just, you know, had 291 new regional vice presidents brought to the stage. I can't even think, it's like 50, 60 something new national vice presidents brought to the stage. And then in the grand awards ceremony, there are people who go up whose business turns over $1 million a month, and the ones who turn over $1 million every month, and the ones who turn over like $5 million every month. This business is incredible, and it absolutely works. And similarly, that fast growth in this business is entirely possible. So there are people like there's this girl, Annie Graft, for anyone who didn't see her. So Annie was at GTC last year as a district manager, and walked as a national vice president, and literally swept the board with all the awards, because she just put in the work and worked consistently her business through this year, which is, you know, just incredible. So, you know, for people, if you're prepared to put in the effort, you can totally do this. The other thing that was a big theme, and especially when we were in our vice president training, was that we all rise together. So success in this business is about creating a community of people and helping everyone in that team to be successful. So as a regional vice president or as a national vice president, you're only successful because you help people in your team to be successful, and we help our clients and our customers to benefit from the product. So I love that about this business compared to being where I worked in corporate before, where everyone was bickering and squabbling with each other. With this, it's absolutely about being a team, and we rise together, which is great. And that all the time, my big learning myself over the last few years, and seeing people, all the things that were said at GTC, is about making it about other people, about how to help them be successful, how to help them enjoy the product, coaching other people to succeed, and then that will, by virtue of that, then it'll make you successful, kind of by virtue of doing that. The other thing was about being diverse. So actually having the range of products that we've got, so some skincare, some makeup, some nutrition, having a range of different kinds of people, young people, old people, people from different ethnic backgrounds, people in different countries, actually, and then having different systems and different ways of reaching out, online, offline, groups, one-to-ones, is what makes this business work, and it's what gives you a lot of more stability, because it protects you from risk in different areas. The other thing is that comparison isn't helpful. I think there were various different speakers who spoke about how comparison can like steal the joy from this business. So your journey is your journey. You don't need to compare with anybody else. Some people go fast, some people go slow. It all just depends on, you know, everyone's skills that they come to the business with, the amount of time they've got, their family situation, their other work situation, their personal choices about how quickly you grow. Just like when I was working in the bank, some people only wanted to, you know, work on the till, and they were totally happy with that, and they would grow slowly up through the ranks, and other people were really wanting to grow quickly. So just remember that your journey is your own journey, and that you'll still get there in the end. I think I was sharing with one of the other regional vice presidents and her teams when we were at the White Party, the story of Cecilia Stoll, who's the most successful person in Arbonne. She's 12 wide national vice president, but it took her something like 14 years to promote out her first national vice president, and now she's a 12-wide national vice president. And so hers was quite a slow journey for the first 3 or 4 years, and then kind of took over later. So your own journey is your own journey. And the last thing is that you will all start off not knowing how to do this business. So you kind of have to be bad before you get good, because we're learning on the job. So all of us start out not being really super confident. We start out not having really great skills. And it is the kind of job where you just learn on the job. So we have to be learning and growing and developing if we want to get better at our job, just like in any other job. If you started out as a trainee hairdresser and you never grow your skills, you'd never get to be, you know, a senior stylist. Or my husband's a doctor. If he started out not knowing how to put an injection in, he'd never become a consultant. So we all have to start off at the beginning, and then we all grow and get better. So that's a really, was a really big part for me. The other bit about Arbonne being incredible, we have this amazing, amazing gift with Arbonne to grow, to inspire people, to change people's lives. I think it was John David or Brice Rocher, one of the other, talked about this being a love brand. We want it to be something more than just a business. We want it to be sustainable, to be transparent, to be a community. And from our head office team at Brice Rocher, they were really keen on talking about how we do business is as important as the outcome. So it's not just about sales and QVs, it's about how we operate as a community and how we interact with one another, and being respectful of each other within the business, and being respectful of our clients. And I think that is a really, really important thing about our Arbonne culture, that we keep that really, really strong. And the other thing is just to remember that it's not personal if people say no about the business. It can be something that people get really hung up about, is that when we offer someone the business and they say no, it's not reflection on you. And one of the speakers, I think it was actually Strong, or one of the speakers, who said, you know, who asked everyone in the auditorium whether they loved and respected and were proud of our armed forces, the military. And obviously there was this big applause and everyone putting their hands up. Yeah, we love the fact that the army are there and they do such a great job, or, you know, the military in general. And then they said, so if I ask you today, you know, put some recruiting desks outside and ask you to go outside and say how many of you wanted to sign up to be in the military, there's about 10 hands out of 18,000 people, because it just doesn't happen to be the thing that we want to do, because we want to do Arbonne. We don't want to go and join the Navy or whatever. And that's the same for Arbonne. Not everyone will want to become an Arbonne brand ambassador, and that's totally fine. And some of those people that don't want to become a brand ambassador, it's a case of they don't want to do it yet, but they might do it in the future, and they might want to use the products now, or they might want to do neither, and that is totally, totally fine. There's nothing that's right for everyone. Not everyone wants to buy a Mulberry handbag. Not everyone wants to buy, you know, anything. So don't take it personally if people say no to the business. They're not saying no to you. They're just saying no because it's just doesn't happen to be right for them. Okay. Being a brand ambassador, loads of the trainers talked about this, about how incredibly important that this is. And I do want to impress upon you that this is so important, that we have to use the products. This is the way this business works, is you've got to know and love the products for you to be passionate and have belief in the products, and then be able to share that with the people with passion and with belief and with enthusiasm. And that's what people are buying. They're buying you. They're not buying Arbonne, they're buying your passion, your belief, your enthusiasm in these products. So you need to be using the products. Honestly, if Arbonne make that product, I have it in my house. And if they make that product, I do not have any other brand of that product in my house. I literally, and not everyone can do that straight away, but as soon as each product runs out, when your toothpaste runs out, you buy your Arbonne toothpaste. When your hand wash runs out, you upgrade to your Arbonne hand wash. When your next thing runs out, and then they last so long that you're only kind of upgrading then, you know, one product, a couple of products, a few products every month. So it's the same spend you would have had in a supermarket or in a chemist, but you're just buying it through your Arbonne shop, and that is really important. And they said, a couple of people said, facts tell, stories sell. And actually this was really good. It made me think about this, because probably my natural tendency is to talk about some of the facts and to know about the nitty-gritty of the detail of the ingredients. But actually what people want to see is how you're using the products in your own life, how they're making you feel, how they're improving your life, how they're improving the lives of your clients. And those personal testimonials and how you talk, you're right there, Sammy's, how you talk about about the products and about being part of Arbonne and how it impacts your life is what will absolutely make your business flourish. So do make sure you are genuinely being a brand ambassador, that when you get out your hand cream, you're using Arbonne. When you get your makeup out in the toilets, whatever, you're putting on your Arbonne lipstick. It is so important. Literally now I freak out if I have to use another product. My children refuse to use any of the products. We hate it even if we have to wash our hands in the toilet with a non-Arbonne hand wash. Okay, then protecting your clarity of vision. This is so important. So clarity of vision, again, a lot of different people spoke about this, and this is where if you don't already have a vision board, I would massively recommend making one, or at least have your list of your 21 reasons why you're doing Arbonne, because having clear vision is essential to prevent you losing faith when you have ups and downs in your business, okay? Because there will be moments people say no, things annoy you, you know, whatever happens. And I think it was Ashley Strong who's been incredible and built an amazing business, in National Vice President in 2 years, while full-time in the RAF, I think she's in the Air Force, and she said, make your vision so big and so strong that you literally can't sleep at night. I've always said to people, make it so strong it makes you cry. Like when I talk about my vision and my why, I actually genuinely start crying. So that is what then keeps you going. And then you have to keep remembering what got you excited about the business when you first said yes. So having it on your vision board is absolutely essential. And then this whole mindset thing is just incredible. And this is where Fiona is so good with mindset, because everything about this business that will make you successful or not successful is in your mind. And similarly, like impossible is only a mindset. So what you think is impossible, somebody else thinks is possible, and they just go and get it done. And things like attending all the possible events you can ever get to. So going to product training, going to Leadership Academy, going to the Nation trainings, watching them, joining the training every day, reading your books every day, reading it on Arbonne, things like that are what you need to be doing every single day. What I need to be doing to prevent that vision from being shaken by ups and downs as we go through, because then you just know that it works and it helps you to stay focused. And that's why we have it on our tracker. And then mind your mind, don't let those silly little voices tell you bad things, and also your language. So if you talk positively about where you're expecting things to happen, you're expecting people to say yes, you're telling them how excited you are about things, your language is so important that you don't say negative things, because it you know, just really affects things. And then you need passion and belief. It's infectious. One of the trainers said about how you can feel someone's passion and infection from like 10 feet away. There's studies been done, and I know that, like with my team, that if one of my team members is having a down day, I can feel it through the phone, like literally, like on the WhatsApp, you can tell if someone is positive or not positive. And your clients will feel that too, and your prospects will feel that too. And you want to be someone that people want to go on the journey with, and that's so important. And then whatever your vision is, then you need to align your activity, the amount of activity and the kind of activity you're doing with that vision, to make sure that you're going to get to where you want to go for. And they talked a little bit about thinking about what your future self will thank you for. So make sure you're doing that thing. Where do I want to be in 5 years time or in 10 years time? And then is it worth and putting in the effort now to be in that place that my future self will thank me for? Okay, then they talked about ownership. So remembering it's a business. Okay, so there was one bit where we had to stand up and say to one another, I own my own Arbonne business. It's a business, just the same as if you'd opened a physiotherapy clinic, if you'd opened a hairdressers, if you'd opened a restaurant, if you'd opened any of those things. All of those involve going to work on a regular basis, opening your shop regularly, having clients, looking after them, knowing what you're doing and getting better at doing that business. So stop wishing, start working was the kind of gist of that. And remember that this business is very simple. We schedule time in our diary, we sell products, we serve our clients, and we sponsor other people to do the same. And that's all we do. And we just do those 4 S's repeatedly. And first of all, you become a district manager, then an area manager, then a regional vice president, then you're a national vice president, but you're doing those same 4 activities effectively. Knowing your numbers was really big as well. So we're a business, you should know your numbers. I know my numbers. I look literally, as I get up in the morning, I look at my office on the app, and I know what my QVs are before I've had my shower in the morning, and then during the day and before I go to bed. And I know where all the people in my team are against what I thought they were going to do to what they're actually doing. Then I can work to understand what do I need to do, what do I need to do personally. And one of the, I think it was Ashley Strong, said, believe bigger, commit stronger, work harder, and create a culture of excellence. We are not in this business about doing the bare minimum. Now, when my children talk to me about, well, I've just about done enough homework, and I'm like, well, could we like actually do the best homework that you can do? And our clients want us to be the best, going the extra mile. And if you think about, if I think about retailers that I want to do business with, they're the ones that do the extra bit. So we were sitting on the plane flying home, and they've got all these jazzy screens that tell you where you're going and stuff like that. So they've had to put investment in to jazz up the, they're always having to think of the next thing that the client wants. What can they do to exceed expectations? So try to create a culture of excellence where you're doing more than the minimum, you're doing extra, you're exceeding what your clients and your prospects and people will expect. And there was a guy, and I just temporarily forgotten his name. We had an amazing presenter, this guy who's a dad, and he was brilliant. And he said, you've got to expect things to be hard work. And his little thing, which I thought was brilliant, was you have to be busy to have a business. So obviously, if you open a restaurant, you've got to go and open your restaurant every single day, like all day. If you go to have a shop, you've got to open your shop every day. This is much less arduous than that, but you do expect that you have to work, and that there are elements of Arbonne that are as monotonous as every other job. You've got to message people, you've got to email people, you've got to follow up people, you've got to check that the order's come through, and there are elements of that are just have to be done. The other thing that we talked about is about retention. So this is fascinating to me, that only 15% of our preferred clients are active 12 months later. And they said, just imagine if 100% of our preferred clients were active after 12 months, what a huge, huge, huge difference that would make to our businesses. So that, I think, is a big thing for me to do for myself, because that's an issue that I've got, that I haven't been as good at the follow-up as I should have been, and I think for all of our teams. And then remember that we add value, we don't just sell. Like, it's about adding value to the people around us and giving them extra information. Okay, personal growth we touched on earlier, so reading and learning daily, remembering that we're leading with love and gratitude. We need to be always grateful for our clients, for the people in our team, and never stop being coachable. At every point in this business, Danny is the queen of being coachable. She has all these coaching calls with Jerry and with other people. Surround yourself with the people that you want to be. So look at the people who are successful in this business, and then try and be with those people to follow what they do. And then if you get an opportunity to have coaching calls, or you can ask for coaching calls, or your sponsors trying to give you coaching, be coachable and listen to what they say, because they're trying to help you to go to that next level. And understand that we all have to grow to become the leader we need to be. At each next level, you need different skills when you go from being a district manager to an area manager, from an area manager to a regional vice president, and so on. And that the top leaders always read a minimum 12 pages a day of a personal development book. But in the difficult times, they read more. So most of the big leaders said that in times they've had difficulty in their business, they've read a book a week, 52 books in difficult times. So if you're ever struggling with your business, or you're lacking in belief, make sure you're investing the time in doing the reading. Okay, being a brand ambassador we've spoken about already. Okay, daily discipline is something that came out time and time and time again, that it's about having consistency. This business doesn't operate well when we pick you up and drop it, and that actually you need to just be really resilient. And they talked a lot about the successful leaders, about that this daily discipline is doing what you need to do even when you don't necessarily feel like it, and not having excuses, because you're just doing excuses to yourself. And that's the difference between owning an Arbonne business and being employed, is that your employer would often, when I worked for Barclays, I'd be given a deadline and I'd have to do a piece of work. And if that meant I didn't go to sleep that night because I had to be ready for a board meeting the next day, I had to do that. Whereas often I know it's really easy for me, just like anyone else, to kind of go, I'll do it tomorrow. But actually, we just need to be in activity, and make sure that that activity is real. It's not just scrolling Facebook. It's real conversations. It's what real income-producing activity is. So either face-to-face or online, it's talking to people about the Arbonne products and the Arbonne business. It's not vaguely mentioning them in passing or doing some lovely Arbonne Facebook posts. And a couple of people said things like, thinking about Arbonne is exhausting, and it can make you feel like you're doing Arbonne for hours on end, whereas actually you're not really doing any Arbonne at all. Whereas once you get on with doing income producing activity, it's so much fun once you start talking to people about the products and the business. So make sure you're doing real Arbonne activity, income producing activity. So genuine, real conversations about either the products or the business, and you're not just thinking about doing Arbonne. And act with urgency, so you don't put off what you need to do today. So just set yourself a discipline task. I'm going to make these 3 asks, these 10 asks, whatever it is. Ashley Strong, I think it was, said your future self can't always be trusted to do the work, so you have to do it at the time. And then schedule your priorities and make sure you maintain the full calendar. Those were really strong messages that came through. doing a little bit more every day. So if you think what you do at the moment and think, well, imagine if I just did 2 extra asks every day or 4 extra asks every day, each of those would be quite small difference. But think of in the compound effect, if everyone's read the Compound Effect book, which is a genius book, think of the difference that makes over time. And also quite a lot of the speakers spoke about no one's seeing the little things that are done every day. And sometimes people go, oh, you're so lucky, you've had this overnight success. And it's like, no, I did little bits of activity every single day, every single day, every single day. I asked, I followed up, I asked, I followed up, I asked, I followed up, and then it all explodes. Again, it's not personal if someone says no, and that you have to be resilient in any business, not just this business. You know, if you have a day when no one comes into your restaurant, you throw away all the food, you've got to get up quickly if you have a setback and just think, what have I learned from this, and where am I going to go to be better at my job the next time? And that you can't dip in and out. Dipping in and out is a really bad way to do Arbonne, I have to say. So because you kind of get all the momentum and then you have a big dip, and then you have to do all the same work to get it back up and going again. It's so much harder. So if you possibly can, it's little and often, little and often. Just like with my children when they're learning their musical instruments, if they do 45 minutes of practice once a week is a terrible way to learn an instrument, whereas 10 minutes every single day is much better. And it's so painful if they only do an hour a week, because every time they're like, oh, I can't play, this is a nightmare, my instrument doesn't work, and they have to shout at each other, shout at me all the time. Whereas when they do 10 minutes every day, it's fun, it's enjoyable, it's working, the fingers are working, and that's just like Arbonne. So you have to create that momentum of regular activity. It's doing just like our tracker, it was exactly the same. Everyone that got up talked about basically the tracker that we use. So it's daily asks, daily follow-ups, daily personal development. So this daily method of operation that we've got. Where are we? So the question is, where do you want to be by next GTC? So April 2020, we haven't announced the exact date yet, but I'm banking it on it being either the weekend after Easter or the next one. There's 2 weekends at the end of April, so it'll be one of those 2 probably. So where do you want to be? Because there is a massive, massive potential. This is the year, 2019 is going to be incredible for people setting up their own businesses, for jumping on board with this kind of sustainable green online business. So there is basically the potential for you to be anywhere. You could be the next Annie Graft and be standing there as National Vice President on the stage next April, which is super, super exciting. One of the speakers said, it's not magic, it's just maths. So everyone knows, you've probably been told by your sponsor or by someone in your upline already that, you know, they reckon it's 10,000 hours to become an expert in any business or any profession that you do. And this business just gets easier the more that you do, just like whether it's going to the gym or playing an instrument. But every single speaker, everyone across Arbonne who's successful now is talking about 40 faces as a minimum standard. So you want to be presenting the business or the products to 40 new people every single month if you're running this as a business, and ideally then sponsoring a minimum of 2 business builders that will come out of those 40 faces. And someone said that out of 10 people you present to, maybe 1 or 2 might want to do the business. Apparently Sarah Dunning told me at her last DA that 4 out of 10 joined the business, but that's still 6 out of 10 who are saying no to an executive national vice president. So out of 10 people each of us presents to, maybe a few might want to do the business, a few might want the products, and a few it's not right for either the products or the business at this point in time. That is totally fine, and we don't want to get upset about the ones that it's not right for at the moment, but we just keep them on our list and every follow up with them. So to get to present to 40 new faces, you can't just do 40 asks, because probably not everyone's going to want to be right. So you need to maybe be making 5 to 10 asks a day to be getting to that 40. And again, like 40 is like the minimum, or 30 to 40 is kind of the minimum if you're growing it as a business. And again, that's not necessarily like fast growth or excellence. So try to think to yourself, yes, I'm absolutely doing this probably part-time around other things, about being a parent, or, you know, my other job, or looking after parents, or, you know, whatever it is. But we can still, I promise you, this can totally be done in some kind of life. So let's try and think of ways where we can have a culture of excellence, where we're all cheering each other on. That's really exciting. So I was just thinking for myself and thinking about how to talk to my team about this. So if we, on our tracker at the moment, we have 2 asks, 2 follow-ups, and add 2 new names to our list, just on the activity part. So that would, if you did that 5 days a week, that would be 40 asks a month. So you're probably not going to get necessarily in front of 40 faces if you're doing 2 asks a day, unless you're really good at asking, which is possible. So you might be really good at asking, in which case that would be great. But it's quite likely that if you want to get to 30 to 40 faces, you're going to be nearer like the 5 asks, 5 follow-ups. So then your total asks will be about 100 over the month to get you in front of those 42 people. And then if you were really growing the business, then you could do 10 asks, 10 follow-ups a day. So that would be like like 200 asks a month. How good would that be? And we'll probably give you over 40, maybe 60 people you could get in front of. And there was a guy who stood next to me in the line for when we were going on the stage as the new regional vice president, this guy Wyatt Stansfield, and he started his business on the 1st of December this year. He wasn't on social media at all up until that point, and he's promoted to regional vice president in 4 months, but he reached out to 276 people in his first week in Arbonne, and he has then reached out to 2,200 people in the 4 months since he started Arbonne, and that's got him to regional vice president in 4 months. So, you know, anything is possible. It's just a case of how many we do, and obviously the more you do, the more you're in momentum, which is more fun. If you want to be Annie Graf and you want to be on the stage at National Vice President next year, people like that are doing maybe 10 to 20 asks a day. So again, when I was in the new regional vice president lunch, there was one of the other regional vice presidents said she's got a girl in her team. They teach their team 10 asks a day. And this girl has said, well, actually, I want to run really fast, so I'm going to strive to do 20 a day. So don't restrict yourself to thinking I'm just going to do 2. Like, you can do 20 and go really fast. So it's totally up to you. And then you just need to factor in personal development, because that is the key. You need to be always growing. So listening to SoundClouds, listening to coaching calls, reading the source, doing your learning, so that you're getting better at what you do. Just doing the same won't necessarily, you know, give you the success that you want, because you've got to be growing as well. Okay, so I said before, you want to be diverse, have a diverse product range, different reach out methods. So we only do things one-to-one or in group, online or face-to-face, like it's not rocket science. And then that might be a mixture for each of you around healthy happy hours, coffee morning, product presentations, business launches, videos, online groups, sending out DAs, sending out videos, online messaging via social media, and that's fine. But actually, most people who are successful do a mixture of those different things, and it spreads your risk. So like they said, you know, if there was a hurricane or whatever happened, and maybe they couldn't do face-to-face, but they could still do online. So it's good to have a mixture of those. So the final thing I've got on here is that Danny had put out the challenge on the GTC chat that said, Rachel Hollis, who is our amazing speaker, said, imagine if you went out and you spoke to 1,000 people. So in the next 10.5 months we've got before the next GTC, how about if each of us spoke to 1,000 new people? Like, would that be worth it? Because if you saw 1,000 new faces and you properly presented the business and the product by next year GTC, I swear you would probably be Annie Graf, the National Vice President, which would be about 80 to 90 new people a month. Now, the average earnings, as we all know, of National Vice President is 13,000 a month and upwards, which is just amazing. So I just want you to, I'm just going to stop sharing. Let's see what we're going to do. Zoom. Here we go. So just remember, I want every single person to know that anything is possible in 2019, and just go out there and be brave and be bold and do as much as you want to achieve your own personal goals, because there is just the sky's the limit basically of what's possible, and it's totally worth it. So I know Fiona was just going to say something. Let's just see. Oh, Joelle Woolley, I'm just checking the chat. I see bonus part 1. Right, cool. Fiona, do you want to unmute and just close the call and say something that you particularly wanted to cover?
Gotcha. Can you hear me?
Yeah, off you go.
Well, Caroline, oh my God, that was incredible. She summarized the whole 2.5 days, like bullet key points. That was great. Thank you so much, Caroline. I know I heard that from Ali. A lot of people in the virtual was kind of, if you stopped like 3/4 of the way through, it went all the way back to the beginning training or something, so it was quite difficult. So that was an amazing overview. Thank you so much, Caroline. So I haven't really got much left to say, but I'm just going to give you a couple of key points. And I will say, I know that all of you, you know, in GTC had the best time. If you weren't in GTC on the virtual conference feed, then you have a taste in your mouth. I hope it's not a sour taste. I hope it's a sweet taste, and you didn't miss out too much, but you know that you need to be in Vegas next year, because magic happens. If you're serious about building a business of financial security, the wall around you and your family that you will have for now until you go and pay for onto your family, you must be committed to come to Vegas. You can start saving now, guys. There is no excuse whatsoever. Okay. And for those of you who are brand new and are just like, what is this? Okay, it is something that is, we love it. It's like going back home, and just know that you are in this pure Arbonne family of love. And there's one thing, Brice Rocher, you know, his whole Groupe Rocher family were actually in the arena, okay? And he started off his, you know, and you've already mentioned it, Caroline, but he started off his speech to all of us, and he said that Arbonne is a love brand, and I love that. about our company. So if change doesn't cost you anything, then it isn't real change. Okay, so just remember that there is a price attached. Okay, a price of sacrifice, a price of having to give up, you know, sort of the TV, a price for having to get babysitters to come to region training, even to be sat on this call here. Every single body here on this call, you are the champions. You're the ones who want to make that sacrifice to change your life, okay? The reward is in the challenge, guys, and the growth that you get along the way. That's the reward. It's not the title that defines you. It's the person you become to achieve that level of leadership. Success is to be attracted by the person you become. And that's why you have to come to these training events. It is non-excusable. So if you missed out GTC, there is AAC to come to, okay? And Leadership Academy and our team too, if you haven't got the ticket. So I'm just gonna talk about other, like, one of the key things I love is about how many people here are still feeling the fear to reach out, yet to people that they haven't spoken to before about Arbonne and not look like some kind of freak, right? Whether it's on social media or whether it's a one-to-one. Okay, just remember, and this is an Ashley Stone. So first, so write this down. First attempt in life. Okay, everybody write this down. First attempt in life equals FAIL, fail. So you're going to have to fail forward and have no excuses about that. As your skill set grows from a 1, which is not very good, to a 10, which is excellent, your courage will be a 1 out of 10, and your confidence will get from a 1 to 10. So she also said, write this down, effort never dies. So effort never dies equals END, END. It never dies. Okay, and number 3, next opportunity equals NO, no. Okay, so not being afraid to run first in your business and run alone. Most of you are probably a team of 1 in this call, okay? And it's fascinating. You go to GTC, the first time I went as a team of 1. Now there was 65 people in our nations. So I had 65 people, okay? That has come from, I ran as a team of 1. I didn't wait for the people, I did it anyway. Okay, I made that decision to work my business as much as I could, and I knew along the way people would come to me because success is to be attracted by the person you become. I'm fishing, not hunting. So the word is forward, guys. Forward, forward, forward. Your speed does not matter. Forward, 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 forward. Okay, that's the most important thing. Thoughts do not change the world. Action does. And Caroline mentioned about how many people are thinking, they're not doing anything. Thoughts do not change the world, action does. Okay, comfort is keeping you broke, and it's keeping your talents a secret. Get uncomfortable, okay? Boring, boring, boring. If you are here comfortable, ridiculously boring. That is not what an entrepreneur, our job is to create something from nothing. Get busy, okay, in your life. Show up. People are watching you right here in awe. You may still be that team of 1, but they're in awe of you, so go show them what you're made of. Okay, so another thing I just want to talk about is when we do go and ask and get the no's and all the stuff, some people will be rude. Some people will be arrogant, but some people will be so grateful that you asked them. Please think about that. Yes, there will be rude people, there will be arrogant people, but guess what? Everyone here on the call, I bet you're so grateful that your leader asked you. Your sponsor asked you. Never forget the power of what we have in our hands. You may not feel brave or courageous. You may feel belittled at times, but somebody out there will be so grateful you asked them. Please take that in the forefront of your mind when you go and do these things, the daily activity habits that we have to do. When you build this, make it about others, okay? Instead of, I want you to learn to shift from, I need that person to join my team because I'm a team of 1. That kind of a little bit of a desperate stage, which is, we all go through this, guys, okay? I want you to think, wow, she would be brilliant at this. This would be amazing for her or him. I think he would be great at this. He's fit, you know, I think fighter sport would really help, you know, help him as well as help, you know, what he's doing and the people he knows in his social circle of excellence. All right. So listen to understand people here. Okay. Don't be thinking what to say next. Your job is a messenger. Okay. Most people out there are unfulfilled in their career. They want to travel now and earn more. And the millennial was amazing. So she was teaching us about the power of the millennials. This is what they want. So if you think about sponsoring millennial, and I really, really, really recommend you do this, highly urge you to do this. Number one, they want recognition. What is Arbonne all about? Yeah, look at the social proof we have on Instagram, all of that. What are people looking at? Lifestyles. They want to have a front row ticket in the front row seat of your life, said Peyton. Okay, so you are there to be authentic and to show the real you. Like Caroline said, they want future time freedom, millennials. Okay, so ask them what they want the future to look like. We have the answers here, guys. Use your Arbonne business to build it big. 5 new people a day equals 450 people. Is that a month or a year? See, my figures aren't good. I didn't end that thing, but it's a lot. Okay, somebody work that out. Be consistent, be committed, but most of all, be yourself. Okay, authenticity again. All right, I really, I want you to understand, when you build this business right, you only need to build this business once. Let me say this again. When you build this business right, you only need to build this business once. Okay, follow a duplicate system and do not be the tool. That means that you guide people, independent consultants, go to the source, find out for yourself, check it out. Okay, show them the source where they can find the right information. Okay, your belief will be tested every single day, said Basamba Sawa, every single day. But he said, and I love this, I worked harder. I promise you, I didn't have the skill set, okay? I was all over the place. People who knew me early days, oh my God, seriously, thank God for Danny and training and Caroline and oh my gosh, I'm just one of these people who just go and do it. People say, what did you do? I know, I just did it, right? I just did it. I just go out there and talk to people and get excited and passionate. But whatever people can beat me at, guess what? People can beat me at everything, but guess what? They can't outwork me. Nobody can outwork me. Remember that. Your skills will grow as you go, okay? Do not surrender your why for what doesn't feel good right now. So many of us, if it doesn't feel good, we don't want to do it. I get that, guys. And amazing, I'm going on the National MVP Challenge trip next month with Katrina Andrews. And she talked about, she was there on the table getting the, in a very uncompromising position, getting her wax done. And she was thinking, I need to speak to and ask her, I need to speak to this woman about Arbonne, and she's not exactly in a great position. And she did the Mel Robbins 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, who was a keynote speaker last year. So if you've not listened to her or got the book, do that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And she asked the woman, who then became a region in a team, and I think another 5 regions within that team. Okay, so let me tell you a story. GTC is not just about the speakers on stage, it's about the toilet conversations, it's about the friendships you make, it's about the sidelines, it's about the embarrassing situations, it's about the letting your hair down, it's about anything and everything. I had to go and get my nails done, and it cost me $130. Okay, this is obviously MVP Live. $130. I'm cool, I'm an ENVP, it's all good. Now, the woman who did my nails did Ian Pritchard's nails before me, ENVP Ian Pritchard. Obviously not colored them, but buffered them, gave him a manicure, right? So you're thinking, and he told her he was a #1 earner in Arbonne, okay, in the UK, the top earner, male top earner, which he is. And she told me that he told her this, and I was very interested to find out the conversation. So I'm chatting away, and she loves dogs, and I love dogs. I was finding a common ground. Now, thinking that Ian had been there before me, do you think, what is the chances that he probably would have asked her about business? How many of you would not mention it because you probably assumed he probably would have asked her? But guess what? I said to her, did Ian ask you about the business? And she said no. So I did. So you never know, guys, okay? That just shows you I was courageous. I didn't assume. I just asked because that's my job. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap up because we're almost done because Caroline did incredible. I don't really have much to follow with her anyway. We are taught to look for a job and not for an opportunity. You need to shift that mindset as an entrepreneur to help other people to realize, what we have here, okay? again, you know, people will see when you're sharing your life that you're in control of your life. And that is an appeal to a lot of the millennials. Again, direct messaging has found a lot of success. So don't be spamming this as well, okay? Share it with people. Sprinkle in your Arbonne, okay? Peyton said she does like, you know, 3 lifestyle, 1 Arbonne. So she's sprinkling Arbonne into her life. Everyone's goal is to make money and work less. So women, especially the millennials, want to feel as if they belong to, and we have an Arbonne community. We're all growing in the same direction. When Brice Rocher stood on that stage and said to all of us, Groupe Rocher is your permanent home. Groupe Rocher is your permanent home. That to me is like faith. I know he has our back. This is integrity. His word is his bond. They are going nowhere. You can get excited about being part of $1 billion industry freaking growth. Like seriously, you need to start getting serious with this as well. Okay, so really just to wrap up, you know, just a couple more things. When you feel like being crushed, right, we're all gonna go through this, guys. That's how diamonds are made. Coal crush becomes a diamond. That's what's going to happen to you. Tend to the root, because the fruit will come. It's the last thing to grow on the trees, the fruits. The roots is where you have to tend to, and that's your tracker every day, your skill set, your reading, your affirmations, your visualization, all of that. You only get what you give back. Rita Davenport said 3 hugs a day minimum, okay? When you open your mouth, money goes in or out. Watch your words, watch what you say. And again, consistency is key. And I'm just going to end up mediocrity, is that right? Yes. You can see Caroline and I don't have any jet lag. Like, so what? We don't need to sleep. Like, we are totally like limitless leaders, right? Okay. We are like self-induced powerhouses, okay? Sleep is for the dead. So what is the legacy? I'm going to end up stirring up. What is the legacy? It is your story, guys, and what people will say when you are gone. So if we're going to be a legacy leader and an ENVP, $4 million star, earn the MVP challenge trip, all of that, it will be defined by what is important to you. So really think, what is important to you? Because you own your legacy. Priorities that you define, choices you make, and actions you take. Are you focused? This is what's going to define your legacy. The priorities you define, the choices you make every day, and the actions you take. So are you focused on creating your legacy? And I'm just going to end it there and hand it back to Caroline. So epic training. Thank you, Caroline. Back to you, my lovely.
Oh, wasn't that amazing? Well done. Thank you so much, Brina. You're always awesome at this sort of thing. Brilliant. So I think it's 10 o'clock nearly now. So I know we've got some people on here who are still tired from the traveling, and everyone else. I know you probably want to get to bed, but I hope that was really useful, and you just get a sense of the passion and the drive and the fact that this is absolutely out there, but we do have to work. It is a business. And I think one of the guys, didn't they, Fiona, they said you've got to treat it like a job until it pays you like a business. And just remember that if you're putting in that daily discipline, so doing the tracker, doing your daily method of operation, striving to do more, stretching yourself, not going to bed until the asks are done, you will see the benefit. But you need to, and then there's that 90 days, isn't there, Fiona? So if we start today, you've got to keep going, and you've got to keep the faith and know that it will come, but you have to be consistent and don't keep picking it up and putting it down. And then it's just going to be amazing, isn't it? It's going to be the best year, Fiona. It's so exciting. So I'm really excited. I know I've got lots of people in my region who are looking to grow to region and area and so on over this next few months. And I know we've got lots and lots. So we just want to literally explode, don't we? When we get to AAC in September, we're going to have half the auditorium, aren't we, Fiona and Danny? I reckon, with this amazing, amazing team. So go out there, be brave, sponsor lots of amazing people into this business, because this is the year, isn't it? Next few months, it's going to be amazing. So well done, everyone. Sleep well, and once we get the recording up tomorrow, we'll see if Lisa can post it so that everyone can get access to it. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a brilliant end of May. Bye.